All right, so you're logging in there.
Let's see if somebody comes in, because this is the,
Okay, you logged into that one?
Yeah.
Okay, and then let me see what Tim emailed, the password. Well, then I'm not going to log in here. You can just make me host, right? So
I think so.
looks like I missed a K, B7KZ. B7.
Yeah, Shante is in. Yeah, people are coming.
Okay, okay, so you're going to let them in and then just make me the host.
Hello, Julia.
Okay, thank you, Tim. I think we're good. I'm going to log in. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I have the wrong password, I guess. Okay. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I had some little technical difficulties, but.
Oh, I really appreciate it. Thank you. A million. Okay, talk to you later. Okay.
And
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
can you hear me there? Okay. I don't hear you though. Yolanta, can I hear somebody's voice? Make sure my computer. Oh,
I can hear you. Yeah.
Beautiful. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, great. Good to see you, Carrie. Beautiful background there. Shante, hand connecting to audio from Julia. Beautiful. Okay. And so did we have fun reading this chapter? Who had the chance to review this chapter 13? We have 3. Yay! We have 3. That's okay, Carrie. I know you will catch up. Actually, I was looking. Next chapter is so short, so it should give you plenty of time to catch up with this one, because this one is loaded with all kind of fun things, right? Would you all agree? Really lots of things. Recording. Okay, good. Well, let's start with some shares. Any shares of your practice of reality transurfing on the past few weeks, past 2 weeks? Since it's only 6 of us when Cindy log in, who wants to venture some share? Come on. All right, Julia.
Sure. Yeah. Let me see. I don't have the chapter right in front of me, but I was struck by how there were some things in the chapter that really resonated with me and other things that I felt a bit more resistant to. Well, shoot, what was it? I'm gonna have to go and look back at my doc to remember what exactly they were. But yeah, coordination. Whoa, can't wait to hear your perspective.
But in terms of practicing overall, in general, with reality transurfing, what are some wins, insights, or learnings you've had?
I'll totally share again. I just don't want to step on anyone else.
Oh, okay. Make co-host. Okay. All right. Good. Carrie, any wins, insights?
Yes,
learnings
it's definitely time to start setting some new goals, because everything has happened. Like, I have my new place, I've got all my business stuff, my new website, I've got assistants, I've got my old person who used to work for me working for me again. I manifested some new packages, so I'm on track with those. So all of the things that I wished up have happened, and I'm getting to go skiing every week as well. So now I just need to make some new big wishes to have some new exciting things happen.
Beautiful. Thank you. And okay, so hold on. As a feeling to what you said, what do you think made a difference? What are you doing now that is different from what you used to? What in your experience, if you were to share, what made a difference? What it's making a
It's
difference?
probably just so many different little things. It'll be this group, it'll be reading this book, it'll be being more intentional and more mindful, watching my thoughts more, setting my intentions daily, like all of those little things that just slowly become habits and make a difference. And I think just provide more ease in your life. You develop the good habits, and I can feel it slips back if I don't do my daily journaling or set my intentions or be mindful. I can feel it slip back and I start to feel kind of shitty again, especially when I'm super social and extroverted and I'm stuck with 2 people in my life. It's just like, but with you just trying to be intentional, appreciating the relationships I do have, talking my poor introverted trainer's ear off, like just trying to be aware of what is going on and celebrate what I do have, like get on my bike and ride around the park now that I'm living where I'm living. Now that work is caught up and making sense, you're getting to go skiing again, just really celebrating those things and just all those little bits. There's just not one thing, is there? There's so many things.
Beautiful. Thank you. Shante, any shares, wins regarding reality transurfing in your life?
I would say that still for me, letting go of importance is really big for me. I think when I first read about it, it hit me like, yes, and like a switch went on and I got it. But then I think that was maybe like the end of last year. And then I missed the first 2 calls of this year. And I felt like I fell off and I was like swimming upstream, trying to find my way back to letting go of importance. But the more I was trying, the further away, like the tide was taking me. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like now I am settling more into it, like I'm feeling more grounded into what it means to own that, live it. So I went from, I guess, like the excitement of the infancy stage to the, kind of putting it into my being, and fitting it, and then feeling more like, okay, I have a sense of not swimming upstream anymore, but feeling like it's starting to integrate with me.
Integration. Love that. Dropping importance and integrate, and the practice, right? That's what I hear you in the theme is the practice.
Yes.
Little things also, but practicing every day. Good. Beautiful. Thank you. Yolanda. You're muted still though. You're still muted. Well, you know how this chapter is all about making the best out of it. Maybe it's good then. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so kind of like maybe going through the different, like we used to say, the different F's in my life. So, I'm pretty much on target as far as my financial goal, my my work goals and things like that. So I am pretty much focusing more on relations, because there's always room for improvement there, and I still struggle with reactivity, low self-esteem, importance, and all these things. And I'm probably more aware of it now, which is good. So I can, I think I can tackle it a little bit better. When I'm reading and doing the transurfing, I think I'm at the stage that, like, I think maybe Shante, she said something like that, that some things resonate with me, and some things they don't. So I kind of read and look at things intuitively, and then I kind of see what could be useful for me, and what not. And since it's such a big wealth, and it's yeah, it's I think it can be maybe a kind of futile to try to just cram it all in my head, because I can understand it, but if I can't put it to action, then next day it's like out of my head. So I've been working on relations, and overall on my personal growth. I still catch myself frequently that I'm falling asleep all the time, and okay. I see myself, I see my reality. I've been kind of thinking maybe to set my alarm, like to remind me every hour to be aware, because it seems like I got caught up in other things so easily. But yeah, that would be the two things I would say that I kind of apply it with the best success and benefit. I would say for me would be my personal growth and the relations.
Beautiful. Thank you. And Marina, we're just saying hello. I asked for a share, an insight, either as a review, as a result of the review of the chapters as of now, or anything you practice. Is this your first time with us? So I think so, right? You're muted. You're muted. So please introduce yourself if you have had any experience with Reality Transurfing, and if not, what moved you to join us?
Well, I've done a lot of work with Satyan over the years, and it's been years since I've been involved with any projects. Mm-hmm. And I saw Teresa Adams was posting about this site, and so I put it on my calendar and logged in, but I'm not up to date with the reading or anything like that. I'm just showing up today and curious and see how it unfolds.
Curiosity, beautiful. That's perfect. Welcome.
Marina, I remember you from the Pink Palace when we went to the first AE training. My goodness, it's so good to see you. Welcome.
Indeed.
Great. I've seen you on Facebook and you just look like you were having a great time. I'm so happy you're here.
Life is good. Thank you. Nice to see you.
Good.
Okay, so we're in chapter 13 of the book. In case you want to, if you haven't, if you follow, you want to take a look. I don't like just going over the summary, which, by the way, is a great way to just look at the chapter and see what interests you, and then you read. I like to go over the material, and what I'm asking you to do is that you stop me, you bring up ideas, as Jolanta was saying, or anybody else, if there's something that just doesn't resonate, bring it on. Just make sure we dive into it. This is a great time to just dive into this information, and make sure this is all application. If you had the chance to read it, this is all about application of this. Yes, Cindy. We don't hear you.
Carrie had something.
Oh, Carrie.
I forgot to mention a couple of weeks back, I got whacked by balancing forces. I was so delighted about how brilliantly everything was going with my formerly challenging daughter that it was just, everything was so fantastic. Whack! She just erupted all over the house. It was horrible. So she seems to be, I had to try to drop the importance, which is so hard, especially when it's your child. And now she's rehumaned, but she still hasn't owned her shit, which is my importance, I guess. But yeah, so as much as I turn up going, oh, this is all so fantastic, I forget the other bits that happen along the way. When I thought, oh, I have to tell you guys, I was hoping Daniela would be here so I could tell Daniela I got whacked with balancing forces by my daughter.
Yeah. Well, so what helped you then? let's practice this. Let's make it practice. What helped you when you felt this thing and you were carried away? What helped you?
I had to step away. I talked with my other daughter, who just helped to remind me that this is Cheryl. And I was really upset, and I was projecting it all over all sorts of other stuff. And then just remembering the reducing importance. If I want this to stop feeling horrible, I just have to reduce the importance. And it took a couple of weeks. It wasn't something that was just easy to do, but just remembering my part in it and just trying to stop putting so much on it. It's just like her father. She's a horrible shit. She's, never going to be any different. Why do I love this person? She just turns around and smacks me every time, and I can't rely on her. And why do I even have a relationship with her? Not overreacting at all. And then it's like, oh yeah, this doesn't help. I just feel shittier and shittier. And so now she's back again, but it is still a bit scary because I don't know when she's going to erupt again. But
so when we talk about importance, what are some of the things? What are shares whatever arises, and anybody else has any insight? When you think about it, we get triggered. Remember, we get triggered, right? Yeah. We get triggered because there's something that triggers. It's the same way that pendulums work on us. That's the way what your daughter did. Unknowingly, that's what she. How
she act. Knowingly was.
So they know. Remember, we talk about pendulums. Yeah. Pendulums. They like to suck our energy, right? Mm-hmm. And the way they do it is they throw a ball that will hook into something that they know we will bite. Right. That will hook into something that will hold, and then they will drag it off. So, what are some of those points that you can share on you? Because when we think about those, it will help us all understand, because we talk so much. This chapter that we're going to talk about is a lot of importance.
Right. Okay.
So then what is that? What does important mean in your relationship, in your reaction to her?
The situation that arose, I was in the middle of moving, and I needed to get my house in order for the new tenant. And for years, we've been asking Cheryl to clean up her shit in the attic, and she never wanted to touch it, but she chose that completely inopportune moment to go up there, make a huge mess up the rest of the house, refuse to clean it up, and leave. So there were just so many things there. One is the fact that her and I had been getting along really well for over a year because of the counseling. So that triggered that whole, oh my God, she's still horrible, nothing's changed. I thought everything was perfect because, hello, humans aren't human. And, so that triggered that. She's messing up the house that I need to get ready. Not only do I consider the house an extension of myself in some ways, but she also knows that I need to get it ready for the next tenant. So she's not considerate, she doesn't care, like all of those kind of things were coming up. I'm left with just crap around the place that I then have to deal with. So she's so stubborn, she won't help out. How can she dump this shit all over me? Like that was kind of all triggering as well. So it was just so much stuff from the buildup of her childhood when she was a shitty teenager that just came right back. It's like, well, this kid's no different just because she's 27 and we've done all this counseling. So it was just a matter of trying to remind myself that we're all human people. And just because we've done counseling doesn't mean everything's going to be better forever. Things are going to come up. The cleaner can deal with the house. The poor tenant downstairs had to do things, but just to mostly remind myself that just because we fixed it doesn't mean it's going to be fixed forever, and just try to deal with what I could deal with without, going into crazy space, except with, my other daughter was a nice sounding board. But does that kind of answer your question? Does that explain it?
Yeah, it's part of it. Is what is it that triggers us? Where are we, remember we talk about importance, go into inner importance or outer importance. Mm-hmm. Inner is the elements that relate to us. What a bad mom I am, what a job I did, I cannot control this beast, I'm not smart enough, I fail. It's all that part, what role is that playing on? Or in the other person, it's all the things that you assign to her. She's a terrible kid. She's rah, 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 rah. So either way, somehow we're just forgetting that we're humans. Remember, the whole thing is we're just plain beautiful humans with a few flukes, right? And we react like that at different times. Anytime that we put too much importance, usually lowering ourselves or magnifying others or situations or things, that's where the challenge arises. That's where the imbalance comes. That's where the balancing forces make any situation look even worse than what it is. And that's where we lose control, if you want to see it, and and that's what drives us nuts. And the art, what we've been talking through in this book, is how do I remind myself of this situation so I can do that. But family, obviously, especially dear ones, they know how to hit those spots that are sore that we haven't worked on. And I think what I get from your share, which I appreciate, is it reminds us of all these little things that really very quickly becomes us, even when we think we're doing such a great job, right? And it's part of what you've been sharing. It's work in progress.
Constant.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
And I was trying to have compassion for her too, because this was, she was 2 when we moved into the house. So that's been her home for a really long time. So the fact that I'm leaving it brought up a lot of stuff for her, I'm sure. And she just didn't deal with it well either. So I was trying to remember that while I was just being so furious with her. So,
oh, thank you. Anyway, so let's do this. Let's do a little reminder. We talk about energy last time, chapter 2. So I'm gonna volunteer Cindy to guide us through a little grounding, opening meridians. Remember how to use meridians to increase our energy levels? So let's do that for a few minutes. So we center here and we focus on the chapter in our conversation today.
Okay, so everybody sit in your chair as straight as you can with your feet on the floor if possible. And close your eyes and just relax, get grounded in the here and now, get present. And since we're all women, it's easy, except for Juan, but he knows the routine. But as you inhale, just feel your entire body, feel the surface of your entire body, and feel the skin, and just resonate with that for a few moments. Okay, and allow that to just come in and out of your awareness. And then remember, about 2 inches in front of your spine is the meridian for women. And as we allow this energy to flow up through that meridian, which is right in front of the spine, a couple inches, allow that energy to flow up through that meridian, up as high as you like. And as it goes up, you can go up again as high as you like, but the energy is going to then form like a fountain, and it's going to come up and over you and over however much you have, however high you've gone. It could be the city you're in, the house that you're in. This energy is flowing up through you, up through that meridian and out of your body and up. And then it flows around you as the fountain. The energy comes down around you, kind of like encapsulating you, like a bubble. And so this energy is now all around you and it's encapsulating you. And then allow this energy to go right back down through your spine, which is going to be another meridian directly in front of your spine. And it flows down through that meridian all the way out, down through your spine, out through your perineum, and lowering down far into the depths. And then at the bottom, as you allow this energy to come down into the earth, however deep you want it to, think of it as an upside down fountain, and it's flowing down and back up again. So the energy is going up through your meridian, flowing up as high as you like, forming a fountain, coming back down around you. It's encapsulating you, this beautiful bubble of energy. And then the energy goes back down through the meridian, and you're just breathing normally. Just allow yourself to breathe in and out normally. And then it comes down again through your meridian, down through the perineum and out, and then forming the the other fountain coming back upwards again. And breathe deep and on your own. And the breath doesn't have to resonate with the upward and downward movement of the energy. It's okay. However the breath works, it's just a relaxed breath. And let that energy flow. Feel the flow of the energy going up and down through your meridians. You're centered. You're grounded. You're encapsulated with this beautiful bubble of energy. Feel that for a few moments. The calming of it, and then the energizing of it as well. Feel it fully. And then when you're ready, join me back here and open your eyes. And then Juan will take it from here.
How are you doing with that practice? Is it getting easier? To imagine that light, thank you, Julie. To imagine that light going all the way, your head up, down. How is it? Does it work? Do you notice the difference when you practice that? Or not really? No. Remember, it's
I
part
totally
of,
notice a difference. I love that practice very, very, very much.
good. Thank
Great,
you.
Julia. Thank you.
It's like everything. If you don't feel anything, just imagine the light. That's how I do it mostly. Imagine the light crossing in front, going in front of my spine, up and down, and then forming those nice little fountains, And it's interesting. Wouldn't say like I feel supercharged or whatever, but here comes the trick. You first must relax. Remember, we're talking about some of the elements. You want to relax your body. As Cindy said, relax. Feel the surface of your body and relax any muscles and maybe tense. Do the workout with imagining the light or energy or however you want to feel it, in front of your spine, up and down. And then from that point, then you start doing the work with your slides. And we're going to touch upon that a little bit in a few minutes. Okay, so chapter of coordination. It says, I do not hope or want, I intend. So we're going to work a little bit on that difference. What is wish? What is intention? Etc. Core point here is, he says, we know the tools on how to achieve anything, how to make any goal become real. We've reviewed this in the previous chapters. We're going to now talk about the elements that keeps us from achieving them, which is usually us, importance, right? Throughout the book, he reminds us it's either a matter of internal importance or external importance. In the internal importance, I think Yolanda shared those two. One is the lack of confidence, right? And which we're going to be talking about for a little bit here. We're going to talk about what is confidence or not. And 2, lack of faith. And 3, guilt. So he reminds us that it's a lack of confidence, lack of faith, of guilt that keeps us from, if I'm not confident, how am I going to achieve that goal? I don't have confidence in achieving that goal, right? How am I going to achieve it? So those are some of the elements of internal importance. In the external importance, it usually has to do with the fear of the unknown. Ooh, what's going to happen if I call that person that could help me? But I don't know, I'm so scared, right? How could I invite this person that I would like to go out with? That fear of the unknown. And of course, the other one is feeling overwhelmed by the challenges that any new situation may bring. That's external importance. But the focus for this chapter is mostly on the internal importance part of it, on us. And what he reminds us is that when we have this lack of faith or confidence, we feel insecure. And that insecurity brings what? Balancing forces, right? Everything starts getting worse. Then we feel overwhelmed. Then we don't move. Then when we don't move, what happens? We start like, oh, but what if this happens? What if, right? And the what if usually leads to us focusing on the negative things. And when the more we focus on negative things, then we bring stress, panic, fear, which are powerful negative emotions. And how is it that we manifest anything according to reality transurfing? We have something in our mind, the what if this happens? And then I add my emotional part, right? The fear, the stress, all that energy. So remember, whenever the mind and the heart in that way align, there's a strong emotion with a thought, an idea in our mind, that's what brings what? External intention, right? External intention or outer intention, as they call it in this book, which is what makes things happen. So chances are, whenever we get into that space, negative things happen instead of what we wanted to, what we were hoping to get. So that's how he starts the chapter, reminding us the dynamics of energy as we go through our inner conflicts. So the question is what to do. Some people say they decide to play the bully. I'm strong. I can do anything. I'm going to fight. When them, they become the bully, strong. They start showing up this strength that they don't have. Or at some point, they decide to bet it all in one thing. Well, I don't know, but I'm going to go for this blindly and put all their energy in one thing. Which again, when you just do that unconsciously, it's not a good idea, right? So one of the first questions is, what is this confidence? What is confidence? Do we need it? What's your understanding about confidence? Let's get some shares. Start with confidence. Who has a thought about confidence? Carrie. I'll just call on you. It's so much easier because there's 5, 6 of you. So what's your, we talk so much about confidence, knowing, believing on myself, so knowing that I can achieve something. What's your take on confidence?
Feeling comfortable with whatever it is that's presenting itself at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I would be confident in a situation where I felt comfortable.
Okay. So it's feeling comfortable.
Yeah. Or even stretching a little bit, but knowing that you can do that. You are able to. That's off the top of my head, remembering I didn't read my chapter.
That's why I chose you first. The unbiased version of confidence. Shante, you did read the chapter. What's your understanding maybe before the chapter and throughout the chapter of confidence?
Well, I guess when I first came up on the concept of confidence, I wrote a note because I wanted to talk more about this idea. This was before I got into the book, the chapter. But my initial thought was, I was confused because I always saw myself as lacking confidence. And so I need to get confidence, so it was always this like, how do I get more confidence? What do I do to get some confidence? And I felt like it was the lack of confidence that caused me to maybe not show up in certain ways or to run away from things because I just didn't feel like, I could hold my own maybe in that particular arena. Like, I could see everyone else as being amazing and great, but I think it was also kind of a part of me from childhood of being shy. So like someone who's very reserved doesn't necessarily come across as someone who's confident to a lot of people. So I was really confused at first. And then I started reading more, and there was something I highlighted: when there's freedom without struggle, there is no need for confidence. And that was it was a little freeing to just read it, because everything around me had been saying this is what I needed in order to, be more successful or more whatever. But this one sentence felt like, oh, I can let go of the struggle of trying to have something, even if that something is confidence, and just be okay with where I am and who I am in any given moment. And I think that also gives freedom for messing up. I think as children, we play, we're not thinking, are we playing right? Am I playing with confidence? Am I playing with skill? That, children are just being natural. And some point I feel like there's just this mass, consciousness wave that comes over at a certain age. It says, yeah, no, that's not how it works. And I disagree. I think that's really how it's meant to work. I really think that, to be able to give myself permission to get dirty, to mess up, to explore, is freeing, because I think I saw confidence as meaning that means I get everything right all the time. The confidence to conquer, the confidence to succeed and get the flag there before anybody else does, but maybe there's something to be said for the freedom to get it wrong, whatever that means, the freedom to mess up, and get back up, and do it again, and letting go of the need to be perfect, the importance of being perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Like it. Marina, what are your thoughts on confidence? I like your unbiased because you haven't read the chapter also, so it's perfect.
I was kind of hoping I'd be invisible and just listen.
We love everybody here, and everything that's there to share, we'll learn. And this, the idea is precisely that, to bring it up, to share. What's your thought? Confidence, your experience with it, your understanding of it, or a thought about it?
I don't know. I wasn't prepared to share. I didn't think that I was going to be, because I'm so new to this. So I thought I was just going to be listening.
There's no right or wrong. How has the confidence played a role in your life? Has it been important or not? Feeling confident, or is that like an important thing in your life? Has it affected you?
What comes to mind is a story making a choice in the face of opposition when no one supported that choice. And I was the only one that knew that I needed to do that. Going to university as a woman married with a child, and no one supported me. Not my husband, not my parents, not my friends. And I knew that it was something that was really important to me. And I had the confidence in myself to make that decision to go to university in the face of opposition.
Beautiful. Thank you. That was perfect. Love it. Yolanda, your share on confidence. And you're muted, remember. We'd love to hear your voice.
Yes. I have been, I think I kind of, for my own purpose, perfected the confidence, because I do think that at least for the transurfing, confidence has there's some negativity attached to it, because I think it's associated with that the importance, right? Because confident, that means that I want to do something that I don't believe that I am capable of doing, so I need to kind of either pat myself on the back or psych myself into it. So that's no good. That's I think that's a very disempowering definition of the confidence. So to me, confidence really is that it's that inner assurance that whatever goal I am achieving, I am going to achieve. And I have been practicing it when occasionally I have the meetings in the hospital, and then I have to get prepared for it, and would always be, oh, you know, I have to be confident, because right away I would think, well, I have an accent, I might forget what I want to say, and I have to look like this, and I have to say things like this. So that would be, you know, added a lot of anxiety to the situation that really shouldn't be anxious. So that's when I, you know, realized that, you know, I'm trying to be confident, but I'm totally going wrong way. And so I've been thinking about it. And when I really realized what that confidence is, you know, that's exactly what I said, that inner assurance. I'm like, okay, you know, I can totally have an inner assurance that everything would be okay. And this is my confidence. So
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So in the reality transurfing model, confidence, is inner importance, right? And I think you all said it in a way, whenever we talk about confidence, we're measuring ourselves with some stick. You know, somehow we're saying, I need this, or I don't have this, or something. And he kind of says, you know what, confidence is a concept, is overrated. This is brought by pendulums. Pendulums wants you to be different, to be more smarter, to be more beautiful, to be more charming, to be something. You know how everybody wants you to be different, to buy this, to have this car, to live in this place, to do this, you know. So then you know, most of the times we're trapped by that idea of we have to do something different, you know, instead of just, as Shante was saying, just be me. It's perfectly okay to just be me. I don't have to have an inch more of that or whatever. I don't have to compare myself with anything else. The moment, remember, where does importance arise? Importance arises in the moment I compare myself with anything else. The moment I say, this person is prettier, this person is doesn't have that accent that you were sharing, or I don't have this, lack of, right? Or I can control something. You know, it's like that. So some of the concepts here is that feeling that we need to have something in order to. That's what we've always understood of confidence. I need to have this in order to, you know. That's the part. That's where there is an inch of too much importance into something. He keeps saying in the book, he says, you know what, drop that need to something, just do it. What is it that you want? Like Marina was saying, I want to go to the university. Sorry, messing up what I think. Go to university, and no matter what the world thinks, no matter what even my own fears are or my own concerns are, I'm just going to go and take action. The reminder is take action, even if it's imperfect action. Just take it the way it is, okay? Especially, he keeps reminding us, because all this, remember, is based on goals, based on achieving something that we want, whatever that is. Is it a beautiful relationship with my partner, my kid? You know, is it having something? Is it enjoying something? Whatever it is, okay? The idea is not to wait for something to be able to take action. And that's where, yes, there's a connotation on confidence that I have to have it in order to. And of course, there's no need for that. The whole invitation is, no, you know, who told me that? Who told me that I have to be smarter in order to? Who told me I have a degree in order to do this? You know, where else in our lives we don't do something because we think we have to have something else? We have to be different. We have to be man or woman or something to achieve that. That's all those differences are fading, right? That's the beauty of where we're living now. There's no this things that because I can't that. And that's very much linked with confidence, okay? So we trapped ourselves. When you think about something that you can you're having a hard time achieving, or you've had a hard time achieving, it's usually all these different areas of importance, right? Like Carrie, you were sharing the challenge that you have with your daughter. When you build all these different walls, he calls it the labyrinth, it's almost impossible to get out of it, right? It is impossible. We build it with all these different crazy things, you know, beliefs, ideas, thoughts, emotions, all the situations where we're putting fire under. That's important, right? Then it seems impossible to come out of it. It's only when you start saying, okay, where am I putting importance? Where am I putting too much value on? That there's no need to look for an exit, he reminds us. The walls just collapse, and then you find yourself, oh, okay, let me just take action. Right? So confidence is a principle, it's an idea that is built on excess potential, you know, and dependent relationships. Meaning, if I'm stronger, I'll be able to. That's dependent relationship. If I'm happier, if I'm loving, if I'm more of this or more of that, then I'll be. That's dependent relationship, and that's what most of our concepts of confidence are linked to. Right? No. As Marina said, no, I want this. Boom, I go for it. And yes, there's fear, there's stuff, there's people saying whatever. I move through that. But the invitation is not to struggle for it either. It's not to, I know I have it, I'm going to move through it. No, just drop all the stuff, breathe, take action. Okay, and be aware of importance. Now, why is this interesting? Because he keeps saying coordination. This chapter is about coordination. And what is coordination? Remember, well, no, who didn't read the book, but do we remember Jolanta Shante, what is coordination? In his model? It's in a very specific way, so it's not really, has nothing to do with the way we understand coordination, but it's an interesting concept.
Yeah, I know it had the unity of the, it was a unity of the heart and the mind.
That is powerful. That makes the concept of coordination really good.
It was 2:00 in the morning when I was reading it, but
Shante has the answer. She's coming. She's coming to the rescue. She's coming to the rescue.
It was something about what part of what he was already talking about was like knowing that it's already achieved. I think Carrie's spoken about that a lot. And I also get there's a sense of with coordination, it's almost like aligning constantly with ease, like almost like being in a place of flow, no matter what. I don't know if it's in this because I'm getting my chapters mixed up a little bit right now, but there's something where he talked about yelling advantage, when it looks like something may not be going your way, that there's a way to always see advantage in it as opposed to going down the negative road of what's going wrong or what's bad about something, to just kind of yell out advantage, because I know somewhere in here there's a gift. Yeah.
So there are two parts. Beautiful. Thank you. So coordination per se, there's a nice definition there. It says coordination means take pleasure in thinking about the goal as if it had already been reached. Letting go of the grip of control over the script and going with the alternative flow, helping it along the way with pure intention. So what it is, and this is my invitation, this will be a practice. Do you all have a goal right now? Could you think of a goal that you would like to achieve right now? Something that you would like to have? Raise your hand if you do. And we'll play with this, okay? So close your eyes. Thank you, Julia. Put your hand. Close your eyes. Relax your body. Kind of do a quick screening, like if you were a Xerox machine. Relax any part of your body that feels tense because it doesn't help the energy flow. Now imagine the energy flowing through your body from perineum all the way through your head, up and down, Now from this place now, imagine that your goal, whatever it is that you chose, is already achieved, already happened. It's done. So see, feel, smell how it feels to already have achieved that. What is it? If it is a relationship with somebody, see yourself with this person having the most incredible interaction, whatever that is. If it's business, see your business already flourishing. See all the clients coming, being served fully. If it is a vacation, a place you want to go, it's already there. If it's a home, if it's whatever it is, see yourself already enjoying it fully. Touch, smell. Know that it's already there. It's done. Keep your breathing. Be aware. Be aware of this moment. As you feel this goal fully achieved, see it, know it. What are your thoughts as you know and realize and recognize, and you turn around and you see it all achieved? If it was a physical goal, see yourself all, wow, this is really cool, whatever way it is. What are the thoughts that arise? And recognize that it's done. And breathe and just relax into the ease of it. It's done. Enjoy it. And then kind of use this opportunity to look back from this goal being fully achieved to the now moment. And just look at that transition, how it happened. How would it have happened? What were the steps that happened? Like if it was a degree, you achieved a certification. What were the things that you did? And you see them from this place, and wow, yeah, a lot of nights up, studying hard. But it was fun. I enjoyed reading these books. I enjoyed doing whatever. Or was cultivating myself, or was practicing something, or whatever it was that happened. See the path of it and see how things occurred to make this moment that you're enjoying reality. Some challenges that were there, and how by letting it be, relaxing, and maybe potentially having applied some of these concepts, you flow with it. There were blockages, but boy, somehow these blockages helped me see another way of approaching, another path, maybe another resource to make this goal now a reality. Take a deep breath in, let all that go. And that's kind of small little fun practice on what coordination is. Just enjoy the fact that your goal is fully achieved. Okay? So now when you see that, when you feel into that, when you know it's already there, it's so much easier to say, okay. Just drop all important because you know it's done. He talks about all these different emotions and thoughts that arise. Usually they arise because we haven't taken the time to enjoy the goal fully achieved. I'm going to use you, Marina. When you say, I'm achieving my goal, I'm achieving my degree, I'm going to be a relationship. I'm going to have an incredible relationship with my daughter. I have an incredible relationship with my partner. You're going to grow and have this incredible thing happening. My business is going to grow. Whatever it is that you want, that you have the intention to have. What is intention to have? Is that knowing without any doubt, without any weird emotion getting on the way, without any restrictions, that whatever it is that you want is there for you to take. And all you have to do is kind of recognize that we have all this noise in our head on the way, recognize it, drop all the importance that it has, that you've been giving it, and just put a foot in front of the other. Walk in the direction of that goal. Even if it's not perfect, as some of you were sharing, just take action in the direction of the goal that you will have the intention to have. So that's what coordination is. Enjoy it, all achieved. It's a little extra juice. We talk about in previous chapters about a slide is seeing fully what it is, right? Well, this one is just enjoying it all done. And then, of course, releasing the grip of control and knowing that how we're going to achieve it. Once you know it happened, the how to from in this moment loses a lot of the meaning, a lot of the power, I should say, a lot of the power. Because one of the biggest blocks in achieving a goal is, how am I going to achieve it? I don't have the money, I don't have the resources, I don't have the time, nobody helps me, whatever the person doesn't understand me, whatever. It's all the ideas, right? All the importances that we're in our outer importance again, that we're assigning to the process. But the moment we use this practice of, okay, then it makes it easier. The second part, which is called, to be precise, coordinating intention, is what Shante was sharing. Is as we start moving towards the goal, we're gonna find forks, moments where things just don't go as easy as we wish they were. And the invitation is to take those as if there were things paths just designed for us, even if they appear tougher, harder, challenging, painful. So whatever arises, he invites us to, he says, stay in control. Tell your mind to stay in control. Now, what does it mean? It doesn't mean stay in control of the situation. I'm going to control this, and from now on, I'm going to move and do this. And if somebody, I'm going to punch him. No. He says, stay in control of the meaning that it has for you. We've always had control over the meaning that something has for us, right? So invitation is to always add, see, look at the positive of any situation. And in this case, we're talking on our path to our goal, on the challenges that may arise as we go. We wanted to go someplace and the plane, the train, whatever was canceled. So perfect. The universe wants something better for me, you know? And usually if you just take it like that, something amazing happens, right? Whatever else, whatever it is. You think that you needed to do it this way, at this time, so much. Well, something happens, it cannot go this way. If somehow you say, perfect, that's the universe. We have this term, interesting evolutionary experience. You know, you just relax into it and there's something else opens up because you know that your goal is for you. It just will happen at some point. You just don't worry, you don't put so much importance on now and in this way and through my hard work. No, you just open to receive it, you know. Why? Because the moment we relax into that, we drop all that importance. The moment we keep positive energy and we have that thought, what happens? Remember again, thought, images, ideas of my goal fully achieved, with always that positive, incredible, positive energy or outlook at anything that happens. That is external intention. That's the combination for outer intention to happen. That's alignment of heart and mind. And that's how carrying a positive attitude at the outlook of whatever happens. I think he calls it, I love it, I get all these quotes. He says, adopt the foolish habit of rejoicing in setbacks. Setbacks happen. Ah, fantastic. Somehow, Cindy was reminding me of that. I'm really, really good at that. The weirdest, craziest things happen, and I'm always like, oh, fantastic. You know, it's really, and it's a habit, becomes a practice. You're all talking about practice. You find yourself reacting in ways that surprise you. Something terrible happens. I'm like, oh, fantastic. The snowing. Oh, good. Great time to get my muscles stronger. Whatever it is, you know, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. You know, I think the other night my battery ran out, so I was stranded there in a very cold night. Okay, great time to read while I wait for AAA to come and pick me up, and finally I'm going to use my membership. I never use it. It's great. We'll see what happens. You know, I could go around the hospital and walk and go the other way. No, I'm going to stay here in the car, freezing. You know. Anyway, look, my body heat keeps it. It doesn't matter. It's just it is really foolish. As I feel into it, the foolish habit of rejoicing in setbacks. But that's the underlying concept of coordination, you know, and coordinating intention. Okay, so remember, intention to have is just that knowing without any doubt, without any hesitation, that whatever you want, this is the word, the will to have is a dispassionate, unemotional intention to take what is unquestionably yours. I love all these different adjectives. It's like the dispassionate and emotional intention to take whatever is unquestionably yours. Isn't it fun? It's kind of cool. That's the will to have. So the question is, what do we have? You should ask yourself, what is it that I have the will to have? Or am I playing small because I can't, I don't think I have what it takes, I'm not confident enough, or I don't have this meaning, or the goal is too big, it's impossible that anybody would, or whatever else crazy things, right? That's why he says, you know, the only thing that gets in the way of any goal that you want to achieve is yourself, nothing else, right? It's not a lack of confidence that we know is just a creation and an importance. It's is that. He reminds us of pendulums. Again, it's a whole section on pendulums. And he, you know, we review a chapter on pendulums, which is one, don't fight with them. Trying to fight a pendulum, there's no way to win, you know? Because as long as they take our energy, they're happy. They don't care if they're right or wrong. They just want to absorb our energy. You remember that from pendulums? Principle number one, just don't buy into their game. The moment we buy into their game, we're hooked, we're trapped. It's not if you like this person or don't like it. The moment you start bitching or moaning or supporting him, equally your energy is given. So if you're not doing that consciously, your energy is given. That's the difference. Now, if you fully support that, if this is part of your life or what you do and you go for it, then it's your choice. That's a different story. Choose your pendulums. That's one of the lessons, right? Everything is a pendulum in a way. You choose your pendulum. Hey, look, here, we're spending some time together. This few hours of our lives, right? You choose to do it because it gives you something that you choose to take. That's a pendulum. You choose your pendulum. Whatever you do in your life, two people are, every time that at least two people are thinking in one way towards something, that's a pendulum. And their intention is to get other people attracted so they come and join you so they get more powerful. So pendulums want to attract our energy, and the art is to recognize them and don't get into that fight. So what do we do? What are some of the ways to avoid pendulums or to fight them? Now, for this one, it should be easy for you, even Carrie or Julia. What are some of the ways to avoid or fight pendulums? Remember any of those?
It's tough.
Okay.
Like reduce importance. Is that one of the ways?
Always.
Yeah.
Always, right? Don't buy into it. Whatever it is that they're trying to sell, thank you. You know, You know, because remember, everything that they try to sell us, they spice it with things, right? Oh, you will look great with this. Oh, you must have it. You will look like this. It's the best. Best look, but whatever. Those are important, right? I want to look better. It's all important. So the moment you said, oh, thank you, I'm perfect. You know, whatever it is, you know, dropping important. So being aware where you want to invest or not is the big trick, you know. Now, what else? Responding in an unusual way. When you get triggered, respond in an unusual way. You're a master at this one, Yolanta. You always come up with some funny way to react to things. So it's always fun. It's usually fun, you know, somebody comes with something ready, charge, and whatever, and you diffuse it, but responding in a way that they're not expecting. That's an incredible way. And it's a reminder that when we do that, then we gain that energy. Because don't you feel like that when you diffuse somebody that came with a big energy, you're like, ooh, that was good. That felt really good. So that's a reminder of that. So the reminder is to try your best to, rather than prepare to fight somebody, just stay empty. Because if we stay empty, which is, what is emptiness? It's really becoming very aware of our importance areas, our areas of importance, so they don't hook into us, right? And if they don't hook into us, they both just slide and move along. So relax and allow yourself to lose from time to time. Sometimes inevitably we'll lose. Marina is perfect. We finish by 7:30 or 10:30, depending on where you are. Oh, whatever. It's an hour and a half. Yes.
I'm not sure if I read this in this book or not, but I wrote down something about humor. Is that correct? That humor releases importance, and it also is a way to decrease excess potential. Is that something that I read?
You got it. You got it. Always. Yeah. So any way you can deviate the energy. Remember, it's like jiu-jitsu, not jiu-jitsu. It's like Aikido. You've heard all the concept of Aikido. A punch comes in one direction, okay? With some intention, like a pendulum, you just grab it and dance with it, play with it, and take it into another direction. No, just play with it. That's humor. That's a way of getting something. And, oh yeah, you know, reacting in an unusual way, in an unexpected way. That's what immediately shocks a person, you know, or whatever is coming at you. Okay. Oh, I love this one for all those annoying phone calls that we get sometimes. Have you ever played with one of those phone calls when they call you and they ask you for your, you know, warranty for your, you mean you're calling me for my, what's my Cadillac? Oh my goodness, did I run out of my Cadillac? Oh gosh, okay. What do you have there? You know, because of course they have no clue. I've heard people that do all kinds of incredible things with those phone calls. You know, if they catch you, because thank God now we have all these ways to detect them so you don't have to answer them. But sometimes if you get trapped in one of those and you have the time, it's actually fun to play with those for a little bit, you know, then you drop it. So drop importance and use emptiness or indifference to deal with pendulums. What's they call it? The clay golem. And react in an inadequate manner. Humor, of course, is one of those when somebody comes really serious, the challenge. He reminds us when we are into something to act impeccably. Always, always, always. That's a reminder. Always acting impeccably. No matter what we do, you know, act impeccably. Very, very powerful. Don't postpone. That idea that I'm going to do it tomorrow, I'm going to do it in a week. If there's something that you have the intention to have, don't postpone it. That idea that there's time, that it will happen, or whatever, that's another idea usually sold there. He says, don't buy into that illusion. Whatever it is that you have the intention to have, take a step in that direction right now. So powerful. I see them as powerful little reminders. It's nothing like dramatic, but if you go into this is kind of powerful. So give yourself permission to have. We haven't even talked about it, but you give permission to have this or that. Allow yourself to have from this moment onwards unconditionally and unreservedly, and not occasionally, but all the time. Allow yourself to have whatever it is that you want. Earn the will to have, not the money. It's not about the money. We get fooled by that. We talk about it in previous chapters as well. Some of us say, if I have the money, then see your goal, your vacation, your whatever it is that you want to enjoy. See it all, your mercy, see it, your drive. Cool, stuff. It's all done. You know, actually, you shared that with us. You saw yourself in your white. I remember you knew it was a white car like this and that, and it was just a matter of finding it, right? And in that chapter on goals, actually, Jim reminds us on how to choose goals, right? Not to get into anybody else's goals. Do not force yourself to allow yourself to have. Do not force yourself to allow yourself to have. Oh, now that I learned about that, I should go for anything I want. I must force myself to have it. No, that starts putting importance. That's balancing forces there. It creates excess potentials that you don't need, right? It's with ease. Feel into it. That's why it says, what is it that you want? Feel it fully and release the grip to control. Oh yeah, this is mine. This is how I want it. It's not how you want it. It's the pleasure, the experience of it, right? That's what we crave for. That's what we all crave for. So notice those little subtle differences on this. You do not have to win the right to choose. You already have it. Abandon the desire. Desire, that concept sometimes drives people. Desire, Desire is different to intention to have. Intention to have is like going, when you go for it, check your mail, to your mailbox, you just don't say, I desire to get my mail. No, you just say, I'm going to go and take it and just go and grab it. Different from desire to, I desire my mail. Well, we should have that experience with our goals. I don't desire to have this or that or whatever. I have the intention. I have the intention to have this. Remember, that intention to have is without any added things, right? It's just knowing that is yours. You just have to move and take it. The dispassionate and emotional intention to have what is unquestionably yours. I love that quote. So, a few questions in terms of releasing. He talks about release. When you release all that importance, when you release the blockages that you have, when you release the conflict between heart and mind, you want something, but then it's all this, I'm not confident enough, I don't think I can, whatever. When you release that, when you relax that, then there is energy that helps you move in the direction to achieve the things that you want, right? Why? Because the more conflict that there is, the more excess potential that arises, and the more we get stranded and stuck in a place. So he asks us a few questions. How not to get afraid? Remember when afraid of something? He said, get a safety net, get a plan B, find an alternative route, something. Don't just focus on only one thing. It's always that little extra, help. How not to worry or get anxious? Act. Take action. As we take action, then all that worry and anxiousness starts to fade. Any questions or thoughts about it? Did any of you had any feelings when we mentioned some of the things? How not to desire? That's a good one. How not to desire. Someone said, but I want something. I really want something. He says, practice. Yes.
Oh, Yolanda raised her hand, but you didn't see.
Go for it. I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, that's okay. Maybe I'll just say something because, I think the difference between like a desire and an intention to have is it's the emotional charge, right? But I really think that before we have an intention to have, we have to have a desire. Otherwise, and that desire, which means an intention to have with the positive emotions, because otherwise, you know, why would I want to have it, you know, this or that? So, you know, I understand, you know, what Vadim is saying, you know, in terms of the difference, but it really, you know, I beg to differ that the desire, it is kind of like a first step, except that once we know what the object of our desire is, then we can have an intention to have. Because otherwise, you know, why would I want to have an intention to have if it didn't start as a desire? You know what I mean?
Right. I think it's just a difference. I agree. The only difference is on the charge that you have about it.
Yes.
Because it's like when a kid, I was thinking about this, it's like when a kid wants to get to some place and you're driving there. And he says, are you there? Are you there? Are we there? Are we there? Did we arrive? That's like, I want it so bad, so badly. That's desire. Is the, I want it now, you know? It's, you know, the desire hasn't really, the desire doesn't have in it the knowing that is yours. The desire is just an incredible charge of something you don't even know if you could achieve. And the invitation, you know, I understand you must want it to have it. That's probably the way I would say. You must want to have a positive emotion towards it, an attraction, something that moves you to achieve it. I agree. You know, the invitation is not to just stay on that. I want to have it, and then and the wanting to have it, you don't move, you know, and get stuck. That's it's just language. It's just something on the energy that we use. In other words, sometimes when we want something, when we desire or wish for something so badly, then we create balancing forces that will get on the way and keeps us from having it. That's reality transurfing speaking. But the other one is just words.
We like to desire. It's fun to desire. I like to desire.
Keep desiring it. How not to wait? Act. How to let go of self-worth? We've been talking about it all evening. You know, it's abandon those actions towards having to get a sense of self-worth, right? I like this one. When you realize your own value, other people around you will see it too, without exception. We are the ones that take our own value away. When we have all those thoughts, somehow we unconsciously don't behave in a proactive way. We keep ourselves from, and we minimize ourselves. The moment we know our value, we just reflect it, shine, and people just see it. How not to get irritated so easily. Play the pendulum's game and break the rules. You're like, who doesn't like that one? Break the rules, you know, just not to get irritated. So whenever you find yourself, how do I break these rules for a moment? How do I do something different? How to get over feeling guilty? We didn't talk about that one. Guilt, right? Guilt arises out of that. Some crazy, I don't know where we learned this. We have to explain everything that we do to somebody. Oh, I'm sorry, I got late because whatever. No, let's move on. Do your stuff. Stop feeling that you stop playing the guilt game. No guilty, just perfect. Stop trying to justify yourself. This with your boss and you expected it sometime. But in general, the game of I have to explain myself, or you know, we talk about this in previous chapters. How to deal with resentment and indignation. Rid yourself of guilt. Okay, and acknowledge your self-worth. And he also says, he says, sometimes you cannot stop wishing, like Yolanda just told us, then wish happily. Just don't worry, drop the importance and wish, right? He says, or whatever other emotion gets in the way that is overwhelming. Like, Carrie, you were upset at your daughter, whatever happened. You know, just become aware of how upset you are and accept it fully. I'm pissed and it's okay. Let me enjoy my being pissed for some time, you know, because this is powerful, this, whatever it is, boom, I enjoy it or that. And you say, okay, had enough. Move on. It's just when we get absorbed into whatever it is that we cannot get out of it, that's where it turns into a challenge. Little extra few things on the will to have 3 stages. At the beginning, when we think about a goal, we're a little inhibited. Could I even have that? I'm not even sure. It looks so amazing. Could I have that incredible place and that, we're a little inhibited. Then as we get it, we're delighted by playing with it. When we accept that goal into our comfort zone, that's what we must play. That's those lights of the things that we want to achieve fully in our minds. To get comfortable with that. Who has a goal? Who doesn't have a goal that you're a little uncomfortable because you're not sure you can take that amazingness? Don't we all have a little bit of that? That is like so amazing. We're a little inhibited by it. So we really have to play it fully so we're comfortable in that. Going to the most expensive places, wearing the most ridiculous diamonds for millions of dollars in your finger. What? No. Yeah, we have to play with that. Yeah. The $3 billion ring or $1 million ring or whatever it is. Or driving the most amazing car. See it, feel it. Yeah, around racing. Whatever it is for you. That's what he reminds us. It's not easy at the beginning to get into something. That's why we must use coordination. Delight on your goal being fully achieved. Don't minimize that aspect. It's not just seeing it achieved there. It's not putting it on in your vision board. That's okay. But playing with it fully and enjoying it and knowing that it's done, and then dropping the grip on how it's going to be achieved and it needs to happen like this or that. And more importantly, saying, if it doesn't happen right now, it's perfectly right as well. That's accepting defeat. But accepting defeat doesn't mean that you give up on your goal. You just keep moving in that direction. You see, it's all these little refinements that as we dive into it, makes more sense. And then, of course, it becomes an ordinary thing. Of course, yeah, look, my ring is a $2 million ring. Before we all were worried about what phones and crazy things. Now we all wear a phone like nothing and do all kind of crazy things like nothing. That before we couldn't imagine when we held our huge things, or we couldn't imagine holding one of those huge things. Now it's an ordinary thing. So adopt the foolish habit of rejoicing in setbacks. You know how to choose, and now how to believe in it. So remove the notion of belief, know. And the way you know is by practicing, by doing what it's telling us. See it fully. When you see it, when you delight on it, when you know that it's done, it's a knowing. It becomes a knowing. It's yours. I have this coach that I used once. He always said, whatever it is that you want, if whatever it is that you imagine you want to have is yours, just the fact that you create it, that means that it's a sector, someplace where it's there for you. What you have to do is align yourself, what we talk about mind and heart, right? And then to be aware of importance and take action. How is it going to appear? That's the work of outer intention or external intention. The way it happens, don't worry about the means, is the invitation. Just know that it's yours. Drop all importance. Drop the grip. It needs to be like this or like that. And trust the alternative flow. Meaning, know that it's coming as you take action. Know that it's there. It's going to manifest. Okay? And that's how it goes. Know that success depends on your choice and that you have made your choice. So why hesitate? I love some of those quotes. Beautiful. So do not, how to deal with doubt. A lot of people say, but I have doubts. I have doubts. I love this one. It's just don't think about the means. Just enjoy your goal fully achieved. While being aware of importance, remember, this is crucial. If you just start delighting on your goal, this is what it's because I'm wealthy and I'm a millionaire, I'm all wealthy and I'm good and I'm perfect, I'm beautiful, and I have this great relationship. And that's importance that you're raising, right? Beware of that stuff. Yeah, it's yours. Yeah, you play with it, you enjoy your delight on it, and you just know that it's happening. It's manifesting. So just practice, take action. That's the invitation for this. Enjoy, relax, enjoy it, enjoy your goal. Drop importance, be aware of importance. Okay, it's your right. If you made that decision, you know it's yours. Drop the grip. Don't focus on how is it going to happen. Just take action in that direction. That's all summarize the whole chapter. It's fun, right? Any thoughts or questions to close? Shares. What was fun? One thing that you take from our interaction tonight. I see Julie again. She's coming. Yes.
Oh boy. One thing I think is there's a place where he talks about like dropping importance so that there's nothing to hook onto. And I guess I had kind of a realization about that not meaning, like that doesn't mean like destroy your soul so you're a barren wasteland and there's nothing to grab onto. It just means drop importance. And I was like, oh, I guess that kind of hit me, that importance isn't the same as like you can still know, you can still have the goal in your mind and the value in your mind without the importance being there. It was kind of a good thing that clicked for me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's powerful. I think it's very, very powerful. You see, this is what it is. I'm the one that think that it's the most amazing thing ever created. That's what makes it, or the worst. Oh, I don't know why they make this type of things. This is useless. There should be pieces. Blah, blah, blah. I'm the one that changes whatever. You are beautiful. We are all like incredible. Our goals are wonderful and whatever. Our goals are just our goals. It's something that we chose to have. And that's what there is. The more spice that we add, then that's when we create all the fuss about it. That's when they become dependent relationships, and that's when all the other things that we learn about the energies, the balancing forces, the potential, etc., come in and make it such a difficult thing. It's somewhere he talks about Jesus, right? When he walked on water, he just did it. It's natural for him. We just have all these things in our head that how could we do that? It's impossible. He talks about boats and airplanes flying and things that before you couldn't imagine, right? But that's the beauty. Yes, thank you. Carrie.
I always smile when you give your analogy of the letter carrier, the postman, because I love the postman coming. I love checking for mail. I get so excited. So your analogy always makes me laugh. I don't even care if it's a bill. I just love getting mail.
Great. Thank you. Jolanta.
Yeah, you probably remember that years back when we first started with the Reality Transurfing and we were talking about our different goals. And, one of my things was the little house in Florida, right?
Little house.
And the house is there somewhere. Right now I'm not really, I really have no use of the house in Florida because of the life circumstances, but nevertheless, it's on my list and it's somewhere created. So I kind of, to keep my imagination going and keep thinking, I've been having like all these things on the Zillow. So, so I go and look at the things. And that was just the other day, seriously, maybe like a few days ago, I'm just looking at things. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm looking for the house that I haven't found yet. But what do I do? What is the first thing I'm looking at when I'm looking for the house? What do you think? So the first thing I'm looking, the price.
Oh, the price.
The price. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how can you, and I have all these filters. So now there's no filters. And I look at things that I don't look at the price. I don't even see if it's a 7 million or 200,000, you know? So I'm just looking, and what a difference, you know? So this, it just creeps on you. Like you think, oh yeah, I'm, you know, yeah, that's what I'm looking. And then, yeah, wait a minute. You know, you're just trying to squeeze it into your freaking budget. You know, you're not transurfing at all, you know. So now, you know, I caught myself, you know, doing it wrong. So at least that's eliminated. It really made me very happy when I realized that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you remind me, we talk about yachts, mansions, pools, crazy things. You know what I've learned? I don't want to have those things, but I do want to have good friends that own them. So anyway, there are different ways. The means don't matter. Just, you know, how many times
It might materialize this like this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
That's what I mean. It doesn't really matter. Like right now with what is it? What is it that we use to go into beautiful homes nowadays, Cindy? The thing for as long as you want.
Airbnb.
Airbnbs and whatever, you can get all kind of crazy things at such ridiculous prices. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Anyway, Shante.
I forgot what the question was, but
Something that you learn, you remember, it's something that stick.
I guess one of the things that come up for me is in 2019, I had a realization and I saw myself fighting, you know, everything. Like there was always a need to fight something, including like I could for years envision like inner battles inside of myself, you know, just like all of this like back and forth inside of myself. And so one of the things that really stands out for me with reality transurfing is this idea of letting go of needing to fight, because that was already something that was coming up for me. Like I realized that my need to have things to fight kept perpetuating things coming into my life to fight. So that was something that really perked my ears up when I started reading that in this book, that, you know what? Yeah, that's where I'm headed. That was my choice back in 2019. And now I'm like reading it and having it reinforced and looking at actually practices to let go of the fight, you know, like you said, or like it said in the book, like using the humor, responding in a different way, or whatever it is that just kind of shifts that energy. You know, but, you know, there's a lot that I know that in the world that I've seen and saw and heard that, you know, life, you know, they made t-shirts, life is tough and then you die. Right. And so, and so you don't, for me, I didn't realize how much of that I just like, you know, subconsciously took on and let play out in my life. And so I'm always grateful to be able to show up here with all of you to unwrap all of these things and find the joy that has always been meant for me in my life.
Yay. That's awesome. Thank you. Beautiful. Well, thank you. So next time we have chapter 14, which is a shorty, which is good. It's called transaction. It's another technique.
Forward to the past, right?
What is that? Forward to the past. Yeah, well, yes. It's forward to the past is the name, chapter 14. And there's another skill called transaction. Let's read it. Let's dive into it. It's very short, so finally a short one. But this should give us time to catch up with whatever concept we haven't had the chance to review. We've read this a few times. We've gone over this a few times. I keep making distinctions. You know, I think they keep adding chapters on this. But it's the fun thing of playing it and bringing out situations where we can apply this. And when you share with them, we all learn different things. So this is fantastic. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making it fun. So
thank you. What's the date for time? Do we know?
date.
Oh, the date for the next meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
In the 11th, I think, right?
I just. need-
Okay, okay. The
Mhm.
second Thursday. Okay,
Yeah. So it's the
Perfect.
11th, March 11th, I think.
You got
thank
it.
you.
Beautiful. That's
Indeed.
it. So keep practicing. Remember that there's some, if you go to warriorstage.com, there's some dojos. Very interesting is Sachin running some different activation processes. They're lots of fun. They're all done. You don't have to do anything but just dive into them and practice. So if you want to dive into incredible processes, ways to deal with power, money, relationships, and what's the third one?
Abundance.
What is that? Abundance.
Abundance.
They're very, very powerful. So have a great evening or
Thank
morning,
you.
wherever you are. And see you when you come next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep seeing your slide, enjoying it, drop the grip, right? And don't worry about the means. Love you all.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Here.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.